Oh! As red is a disgrace as far as I'm concerned. I've seen it again just before I went live. That's why I was a little bit late. And look, that is just embarrassing. That what has happened there is a bloody milk monitor, Jobsworth, in the VAR thing has gone, oh, Andre, I've seen something. Look at what I've seen. Come and have a look at this. It was never a red. It never needed to even be highlighted. He's gone and had a look at it, that Pratt at VAR headquarters milk monitor, and gone, oh, look what I've seen. Oh, come and have a look at it, Andre. And he's gone, yes, I'll make a name for myself. I'll send Casemiro off. I'll tell you.
Goldbridge has a point here. The more I've watched the footage of Casemiro's red card, there's a certain angle where it looks like he's strangling the guy, but he isn't strangling him. If you watch it in normal time, you look at the build-up, and then the aftermath, you can see he's just trying to stop Will Hughes from getting into a fight. And the most telling part of this is that Casemiro and Hughes smile at each other and hug at the end of the altercation. There was no violent conduct. Violent conduct means intent to injure, hurt, maim an opponent. There wasn't even animosity between Will Hughes and Casemiro. Equally, you can't just watch like a snippet. You need to watch the build-up, the process, and the aftermath. You have to look at that because violent conduct isn't like a tackle. You can be sent off for a bad tackle without intent. Violent conduct has to have intent involved. Equally, we saw they missed out Ayew grabbing Fred in the neck. Yes, it wasn't for as long, but that was more a strangle because it was in the middle of his neck. There were some flicks in the face from players. It was a lot to do about nothing. There should have been no red cards for anybody in this game. But of course, they were looking to punish Manchester United. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. And Goldbridge is absolutely right to be fuming here because Casemiro, yes, took a bit of a risk. But as Ten Hag pointed out, so did a lot of people. But take a look here at what Gabi Abonglahor has had to say on TalkSport about this situation. Listen to this.
Thought he was Brock Lesnar in UFC. The way he was strangling Will Hughes, and should be.
See, even using the word strangling is crazy. Strangling suggests he cuts off the wind supply. Strangling suggests he could have killed Will Hughes. This is just a fallacy.
Arrested for that. You know, there's kids watching that game later on, a match of the day, or watching it somewhere and seeing Casemiro.
There's kids that listen to TalkSport. There's kids that listen to TalkSport, and you literally sit there and make up lies.
Hero strangling an opponent. This isn't ice hockey in America where they have a scrap during the game. This is football. You don't want to see that. So Casemiro needs to be disciplined by Manchester United.
He doesn't need to be disciplined by Manchester United. He's being disciplined by the FA. And equally, I've never heard Gabi Abonglahor. In fact, I've never heard anybody before come out and state that a club needs to discipline their player for violent conduct. I didn't hear that Chelsea had to discipline João Felix for a tackle that could have broken somebody's leg. Arsenal didn't have to discipline Granit Xhaka when he grabbed someone around the throat. Of course, you have to have a word with him internally, but this is Gabi Abonglahor trying to pile on Man United. They're gutted that United are on their way to being back. They're gutted that Man United are better than they were hoping for. So at every single step of the way, they're having a pop. What they should have been talking about is United held on with 10 men, that Rashford scored again, that Bruno scored again. And one of the narratives that TalkSport put out when Ronaldo left is that when Ronaldo leaves, who's going to create their goals? Well, since Ronaldo was kicked out of the Man United squad ahead of the Carabao Cup game against Aston Villa, which is 15 games ago for Manchester United, Rashford had 16 goal contributions and Bruno Fernandes 10. That isn't a focus, though. They're going to focus on anything negative they can find, and it isn't very much at all. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a goddamn disgrace.
So, Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Yes, we have lost our second game of the season in what was the worst performance.
I always feel at least happy when Arsenal lose.
I've seen all season from Arsenal. And Sean Dyche FC is up and running. Sean Dyche has had the number over Arteta for a long, long time. And so have Everton away, by the way. The last time we beat them at their ground was 2017. And I was there to witness a Wayne Rooney goal. And then Mesut Ozil scored. Wow, he turned up in the Northwest. Unlike a certain number 10, we're in number 8 today, but that's for later in the show. Big up to everybody who has watched the watch along. I do appreciate the love, support, mad in the chat. The actual chat was better than the game. I can't lie. And that's
See, I disagree. I thought it was a good game. I mean, from a neutral point of view, Everton Arsenal was a brilliant game to start Saturday's football off with. I think it was, Lee.
was better than the game. Big up to Ola as well. Big up to everyone smashing the like button. Share this content around. And
do that. Remember, everyone's links are in our description below as well, so go and follow their accounts.
Where do we begin with this? Where do we begin to dissect this? I know exactly where we begin. We've got bigger fish to fry. Really? That's what they were all saying. All the super fans, the toxic, positive top gooners.
He stole that from me.
That are just happy with everything within this football club, no matter what gets served up to them. Don't worry, it's all good. The reason they do that is that there's no accountability or responsibility. If you're happy getting served up fourth, yeah, it don't matter if you're sitting first because there's no aim or ambition or accountability if you don't finish first. There's no accountability. I don't matter. We weren't expected to win the league anyway. It don't matter about the FA Cup. We got bigger fish to fry, which is win the league. But then we ain't going to win the league, and then we finish fourth. You're happy anyway. Round and round and round and round and round and round we go.
There is a bit of a point here that I think Lee's making. And I know a lot of Gooners don't like Lee because he often says things very abrasively, very directly. There are a percentage, and I'm not talking about the majority of Arsenal fans that think they might win the league or that think they're in a title race, that are happy with Mikel Arteta, that enjoy when they win. The majority of Gooners are right in the middle, fairly moderate, defend their club, but also see reality. Those are the same Arsenal fans who were unhappy to go out of the FA Cup. The fans that Lee's talking about exist in every fan base. And let me be very clear here. This isn't just Gooners. Every fan base has this group that whatever happens, they paint this positive picture. And he's right. They do it so there's no accountability. They do it so they can play down any banter they get from rivals. And they do it so that the people they want to protect at the club don't get criticised. And there are a group of Arsenal fans, if they don't win the league, will say, but we were never meant to. There are groups of Arsenal fans that go out the cup competitions and they pay, it's a Mickey Mouse trophy, bigger fish to fry. It doesn't really matter. And I think for me, that's an element of fandom that bothers me a lot. Take your medicine, take your L, set your standards. And if your predictions or your expectations are not met, call it out. You equally don't need to be polarized. If you think, I think we should win the league from here and it doesn't happen, you can hold a player or two or the squad or the manager accountable. That doesn't mean you want them sold or they should be sacked or they should move on. Football fandom has become heavily polarized, and sort of differences of opinion and nuance seems to be massively lost. What do you make of what Lee has had to say there? I really do want your views and opinions on it.
I'm very confused. I've come out of there. I mean, I am tired, but my head's just spinning. I don't get what happened. As you said, this season, what we've had is a very charismatic, very passionate, very beautiful, hard-working team. And that's been the whole season. Even last week against City, we absolutely had that. And then something's happened this week. It's almost like the players have been swapped over, and it's like the identical twins, but they're not playing with that passion and enthusiasm that we've been used to. Now, hopefully, it's just a one-off situation.
But look, I think Julian makes a point here that there will be a bit of, I don't think confusion is the right way for Gooners to feel. Arsenal have been phenomenal this year. They had a bad day in the office. That was it. It was a bad day in the office. But you can't take away from Everton. I don't think it was about Arsenal players not being up for it, not working hard, not running hard, not trying their best. This was new manager bounce. This was an Everton team that has lots of good quality players in it. Where they are in the league doesn't reflect the money they've spent. Where they are in the league doesn't reflect the quality of player they've got. If you look at the players that started in defence yesterday, the Codys and Tarkovskis, good Premier League players. That midfield of Gay, Onana, and Decore, it isn't going to win you a Premier League, but it's a mid-table level side, large amount of technical ability, good strength, good speed. They should have been performing better in games this season. And all they did is there was this buzz and there was this enthusiasm. They got through the opening 10 minutes where I think Arsenal were the better team. And then they just carried on going. This is about credit in Everton as opposed to slamming Arsenal. Now, if this continues, then maybe you can look at it and say we've lost something. But I don't think Arsenal were bad today because they had something wrong with them. I think Everton on the day were just superior and better than Arsenal. It's one of those days where you wipe your mouth, you walk away, you move on. And that's it. Having said that, before we move on to the next stage, like button's got to be here. You've got to subscribe to the Terrace and follow our TikTok as well. Some people came for Arsenal a little bit early yesterday and ended up with egg on their face. Take a look here at this.
Imagine losing to Everton. They actually lost to Everton. Imagine saying that you were going to win the Premier League and you lose to Everton. I have been calling this for weeks, and today I am proven right.
Do you know what's funny? I've been calling it for weeks that Arsenal will one day in the future going to lose a game. I mean, that's just like predicting. If I don't breathe, I'll die.
The Arsenal downfall is here, and it is beautiful. You are not winning anything this season, despite all the talk. Hold that.
I mean, it's one defeat. But equally, this is what happens when you... I say this to every football fan watching. Never go for a rival until after your team has played. This Liverpool fan didn't listen. He didn't listen.
This team is one of the worst Liverpool teams I have ever seen. It is as simple as that. Because week after week, there is nothing in this team. No passion, no heart, no guile, no quality. It's like watching the same game again and again. We have literally went from the best team in the world
Groundhog FC.
to getting outplayed by teams like Wolves in the space of 6 months.
You weren't the best team in the world, though, last year, mate. You didn't win the Champions League. You didn't win the Premier League. Therefore, you can't be the best team in the world. Still, even when Liverpool are losing, their fans are out here capping. Their fans are still out here capping. Let's take a look at some more Liverpool fans' reactions from yesterday.
Played about 10 games. Daniel Agger was great, but oh no, they've got a clean chance. Liverpool. Oh, already.
To be honest with you, I'm focused on that wallpaper, James. That wallpaper looks legendary, bro. Legendary. The anger. Look at the anger. Don't look around the anger. Look into the anger. Look right into the anger.
It has been 5 minutes.
5
minutes, but it's not just the 5 minutes. It's the
Get that mic close.
the repeated chances. It's the constant counterattacks and
Yeah, it is. He's in pain here.
Play them behind here, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Oh my God, we let the ball go. Play the cross. And Liverpool are 1-0 down. Oh my God, 5 minutes into
My God, no, fight. I love Harry Moans.
the game.
He does look like Rolf Harris, you know.
And we're 1-0 down already to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are 17th in the English Premier League. They are 18th. I'm sorry. They're 18th.
Even worse. Who's next? Who we got next?
5 minutes.
Craigie. Hello, Craigie.
5 minutes.
How
And the
angry he is.
capitulation has begun. It's a nothing ball in.
He's holding it in. I'm telling you, there's much more anger there than he's letting out.
They just dink one into the channel. He's onside, no doubt about that. Nobody goes near him. And then Matip, who was too slow to come across, eventually gets there and the ball ricochets off him and goes in. Lads, is there anything going to go our way ever? This is soul-destroying stuff. Own goal from Matip for those asking. Another game. Another game. Another game!
There it is. There's the anger. I knew it was coming.
That we're 1-0 down in. Jesus.
I knew it. Right. Who's up next for us?
sunshine and rainbow. Okay, deflection.
It's 2-0 and he... Look. Oh, I love it. Look at the pain. Look at the pain.
I am fuming. Do you know this team? I'm sick of this team. I'm sick of. Why as a human being do I oblige to sit here and watch shite? It makes no sense.
Andy Robertson against Adama Traore. Traore across, Ruben Neves, and Liverpool are 3-0 down. Liverpool are 3-0 down because we are
Relegation team.
shit.
Relegation team.
We are horrible.
Relegation team.
And there is no saving this football club.
Relegation team.
Wolves have it on the edge of the penalty area. Cross in. It's 2-0 Wolves. It's 2-0. It's 2-0, you useless shower of clowns. It's 2-0. You are shite, lads. Shite. Every time we have to defend a set piece, you are absolutely appalling. This is a joke of a team. Robbo should have cleared that. First ball doesn't get there. Then we let Wolves cross it. They stand there looking at him as he crosses the ball. We block the first one. Wolves react quickest, and the ball's hitting to the roof of the net. And do you know what the thing is? People have had the cheek to tell me I'm being negative in videos lately.
That's communist Merseyside for you.
And moan at me for being negative. What do you want me to say? They're destroying my mental health and my life at this point.
Listen, I think he's obviously been hyperbolic and exaggerating there, and I hope his mental health is good. But I think that it's about time, not forever, but this season, Liverpool fans have got to accept their season's over. Liverpool fans have got to accept they're not going to be in the Champions League. Liverpool fans have got to accept that it's done. This team and maybe Jurgen Klopp are done at Liverpool. New management, some new players, potentially new ownership, as we know that FSG are looking for. It needs to come sooner rather than later. They need to accept that there's going to be no major improvement this year. And if they do start to improve, don't get carried away. Because this season reminds me of Man United last year. In fact, Liverpool are 3 points worse off than Man United at this exact stage last year. And remember how bad that season was. And when Liverpool have nothing left to play for when they go out of that Champions League, it's going to get even more dreadful for them to watch. We're going to enjoy it, but you're not. Listen, viewers, I want you to smash the like and the share buttons today. I want you to subscribe to the Football Terrace and go and subscribe to all the channels that are featured on the show today. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless, and we'll see you all again soon. Thank you.